The real Fitbit is back and I'm absolutely buzzing. Welcome back, guys, to Son of Scotland TV. I might just have witnessed Mbappe pull France level in the World Cup final, but who gives a shit about Mbappe? Who gives a shit about Lionel Messi? It's all about the likes of Lawrence Shankland and Andy Halliday, especially Andy Halliday. What a fucking guy. And of course, you might have some good managers at the World Cup, but there's no Robbie Nielsen's, is there? And we got our football season back underway with a nice win against Kilmarnock. A nice 3-1 win. A team that we've struggled to beat over recent years. I believe it's been 5 years since we beat Kilmarnock. So for us to go here and get the win, I was happy. You know, about 6 weeks off, maybe 5.5 weeks off, whatever. I'm not going to be too nitpicky. With some time off, right? With well over a month off due to this winter break, and wasn't really sure how it was going to affect us, how it was going to affect other teams. I felt like it was a bit of a mixed bag today. I thought we'd get the win. I was hoping we'd get the win, but you never know. Kelly are not doing that well this season, if we're being honest. I think they've been very disappointing. I expected Kelly to be pushing top 6, and at the moment they're not doing that. They're more likely to be pushing relegation. So, yeah, I did think we would beat Kelly today, but at the same time, with the time off, you don't exactly know what you're going to get. But I tell you what we did get in the first half, I liked it. I thought we were very impressive. We went 2-0 up. The first goal, Josh Ginnelly, he's a bit fortunate. The Kelly defender, I believe is right, is trying to clear the header. He's like backtracking. He tries to header it away. He doesn't get back far enough, and he mistimes it, and the ball kind of just hits the top of his head and bounces over him right into the path of Ginnelly. And Ginnelly takes it with a volley, and it's a good finish. You know, it's a great finish actually, the way he volleyed it past the keeper. Could the keeper come out? Maybe. He didn't. Ginnelly had time, he waited, and yeah, he volleyed it, smashed it in past the goalkeeper, and we had a 1-0 lead. So you know what? I was happy with that. Good goal. I think Ginnelly over the past year, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't a huge fan of the guy, but I think over the past year he has been one of our best players, undoubtedly, and his games came on a long way. So yeah, hopefully may it continue. But for me, Josh Ginnelly probably one of the first names on the team sheet now, especially for our wide player. I always over a year ago, I mean, it was for me, Barry Mackay was the man. You know, he was the creative guy. He was the guy you'd expect to contribute from midfield to get the goals. But now I think it's Josh Ginnelly, you know, and if I seen a team sheet, I'd feel more had more faith in us winning with Ginnelly in the team than Barry Mackay. I think Barry Mackay needs to refind his form because he's not been that good lately. Got to be honest, but Ginnelly, well happy with him. And then we made it 2-0. Great ball in for Robert Snodgrass. This free kick, I mean, the delivery for Snodgrass. When you're a good player, right? And you get everyone gets older. I get that. I mean, you might lose pace. You might lose a little bit of everything. You might lose a lot of your hair. I get that, but the last thing you kind of lose is technical ability. If you're a good player, then you're always going to be technically good. And there's been so many great technical players that over the years they've got older. They've pretty much not been able to do anything, but they've still got that technical ability. They've still got that brilliance that they can call upon. And I think Robert Snodgrass, he might be a fine example of that. You know, he's getting older. He's not the player that he was 5 years ago. Of course he ain't. But, you know, he can still pass the ball. He's still got that vision. He's still fucking Robert Snodgrass. And this delivery into the box, I thought was phenomenal. Shankland got the header in, put it past the goalkeeper, and it's 2-0 Hearts. And at this stage, man, it was pretty much game over. Now, we should have made it 3. Cochrane did get the goal. He was offside. It was a smidgen, he was marginally off. But the problem is, he was running from the left-hand side. He was running into the box, and he was directly looking across the back line, so he knew where the back line was. He was fucking looking at it, so there's no excuse for him to be offside. And I know it was marginal, but he should not have been offside here, man. He was in a lot of space. He didn't need to be offside, and it looked like when he scored, he knew he was offside, and he looked frustrated. I think Cochrane knew here that this was a pretty easy goal for him, and all he had to do was be a yard further back and it would have been a goal for him, and it would have been 3-0 Hearts. It wasn't 3-0 Hearts, so it was 2-0. We nearly got a penalty as well. I think who is it, man? Can't remember who it was. Fuck. But I think was it Halliday or was it not Halliday? Might have been Halliday. He was tackled. It was weird. The majority of his body was inside the box, but his leg, it was dangling outside the box, and it's his leg that had contact made with it. So that was kind of disappointing, but yeah, probably the right decision from the referee. Kilmarnock pulled one back through Ash Taylor in the second half. Defending for this free kick wasn't great, man. Ash Taylor, not normally when he scores goals, it's with his head. He is a big boy, you know. Normally when he gets goals, it's headed goals, it's aerial goals. But this time it was like he kind of like just slid in and did a one-touch finish, man. It was a good finish for a centre back. I'll give him credit, man. It was a very good finish, and this got Kilmarnock back into a game that, in my opinion, they weren't really in at all. And when it's only one goal in it, you're always a bit nervy. You never know what's going to happen. But thankfully, we got the third goal. Very unfortunate, I think, for a Kelly perspective. I've got to be honest, it's a handball, but the Kelly defender is, I think it's right. He's claiming for a foul. Now, I don't think there was much in the foul, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't even necessarily think it was a foul. But he gets pushed in the back. I think it was from Shankland. So he gets pushed in the back for Shankland, and he puts his arm up, claiming he wants a foul, that he's been pushed. But then, like, Shankland from behind him headers the ball, and the ball comes from behind, right, and hits him in the back of the hand. Now, I get it, his hands are up in the air and they shouldn't be, but the ball hits him from behind, and the ball's going away from goal. So not only does the ball come from behind the Kilmarnock defender, but the ball's going away from goal. It's not like, even if it was going to goal, you could kind of understand, but I mean, it was going away for goal, and it was from behind. So apparently VAR checked it, and the rules are, if he was fouled, then obviously it's a foul, because it's a foul because he was fouled. But they've deemed that it wasn't a foul, therefore he had no right to claim it. He had no right to have the hands up in the air, but the reason his hands were up in the air was because he was claiming a foul, but they say it wasn't a foul, so therefore his hands being up in the air is null and void. They shouldn't have been there. So I can see it be both ways. I'm glad we got the penalty, I'm glad we scored it. Shankland stepped up, nice finish, 3-1, because it would have been nervy. Even though we were the better team, it would have been nervy at 2-1. But I do feel like it's a wee bit harsh there for Kelly, so, I mean, I'd have been a wee bit annoyed if we conceded a penalty like that. So I've got to be honest, I'm not going to sit here and lie to anybody, but at the end of the day, in the box, you know, personally, if it was me, I would have had my hands up in the air. I would have played to the whistle. And then we've got VAR now, and then if Hearts do score from that, he can complain to the ref, and it's going to get checked anyway. So I think instead of putting your hands up, asking for a foul, I would have been turning around and making sure that Shankland doesn't do anything with the ball. That would have been my main priority, but I guess Wright didn't see it that way. Anyway, guys, we win 3-1. Good win, happy win. Up to 4th now in the league table. We are now only 1 point behind Aberdeen. And third place is ours, man. I remember a couple of months ago on Facebook, I seen a lot of people commenting on the Hearts page saying that they wanted Robbie Nielsen out, and it's like, you know, that is fucking ridiculous. We had the worst injury list I have probably ever seen in football. No, I'm not even joking. We had the worst injury list I've ever seen. I mean, Rangers have had a bad one this season as well, but I think ours was worse. I mean, at one time, we could have easily fielded it. Our injury 11 was better than our starting 11. Plus, we had the European football as well, and at least Rangers have a slightly bigger. They have a bigger squad than us. You know, we didn't have the squad to deal with all those injuries. Plus European football. So yeah, some of the results in the league were a bit disappointing, but we were being stretched a lot. And the fact is that we're still, you know, we've had a bad start. Aberdeen have had what they would consider a good start, and we're 1 point behind them. So I think people need to fucking calm down here. This talk of getting Nielsen out is absolutely pathetic. I said a few months ago that we will easily finish third, and I stand by that. We're going to finish third. I reckon by like 2 or 3 games to spare, we'll finish third. Don't get me wrong, Aberdeen on their day are pretty good, but we're better. It's as simple as that. And we are going to finish third because we're the third best team in Scotland. We're also the third biggest team in Scotland, for anyone that didn't know that, because I know there's a lot of debate. Who's it, Aberdeen or is it Hearts? And it's Hearts. I'm just letting you know. It is Hearts, right? It's fucking the Jambos. Anyway, guys, that's it. Let us know what you thought. We get the game. Let us know what you thought down below. And yeah, cannot wait. The Scottish football is back, man. I have not enjoyed the World Cup at all. And yeah, Scottish football's where it's at. Fucking love it, man. I don't care if the quality's not as good. I'd rather be sitting here fucking freezing, you know, watching the Scottish football standard than watching the so-called world standard at the World Cup, because for me the World Cup's been a bit of a disappointment. So anyway guys, that's it. Let us know what you think down below. I will catch you guys in the next one, and of course, until then, peace.